Okay folks, here's the final recap of the foundation repair. Hallelujah. I do have my water catchment tank back in place. I have a total of about 140 gallons of rain barrels around the house, and it's amazing how quickly you can store that much water in a rainstorm. They fill right up. Anyway, so here's the finished product along here. I wanted to put some red lava rock in there, but where I live there's none of that available right now, so I opted to use what we have plenty of around here, river rock. So and you can see just behind the river rock the styrofoam sheets that I laid in there to insulate. And this all started last winter when it hit -50 and I had pipes inside my crawl space freezing. Crawled under there and felt cold air coming in. Turned out that there had been a notch formed in the foundation along here, about a little over 10 feet long and about an 8-inch notch. So we still had solid foundation all the way across there, but it was notched down 8 inches, and the builders opted to fill that in with railroad tie, and that rotted. And that's what I was feeling, was not only the seepage, but also obviously the wall was sagging across that 10-foot span. Luckily only about an inch and a quarter in the center of the span. The wall had dropped. Turned out the railroad tie, as rotten as it was supplying a little bit of rigidity, but we just caught it just in time, I think, before some major cave-in happened on this wall. And so for that, I'm grateful that I had the freezing pipes last winter. So yeah, what I did was cleared out that cinder blocks, and then cleared out the railroad ties, and instead ran 2 courses of these half blocks, solid blocks. And so that's what the weight of the house is sitting on now. I glued them into place. There wasn't enough room for masonry. I barely had enough room for the blocks, and I used Loctite. It seemed to be really good. So the fact that they're glued and the weight of the house sitting on the blocks, I don't think they're going anywhere. Then I went ahead and followed up, and I waterproofed the outside of the blocks with this dry lock. It's designed for above and below grade. And I also used the same thing to waterproof the styrofoam, the 2-inch styrofoam that I laid across there. Seemed to work very, very well too. I don't know if you were aware, but EPS, expanded polystyrene, will take on moisture. It won't retain it, but it can take on bits of moisture, and that does affect its insulating value. So anyway, opted to waterproof it. And so thankfully that is a completed project. Caught it in the nick of time. The wall is nice and level across there now. The weight again is sitting on top of that, on the cinder blocks. And I also insulated really well inside as well, so hopefully we won't have any more fun times 50 below zero crawling in a tight crawl space. Maybe I'll show you the railroad ties, what's left of them that came out of there. And those are over in I sort of have a startings of a burn pile for early next spring. Do some burning around here. And believe it or not, those used to be railroad ties. And you can kind of see the tops were still relatively intact. The part that the wall of the house was contacting, and they had laid down some sort of a rubber sealant across there too. But now the ties were much more intact than you're seeing them now. I really had to tear them up to get them out of there. But anyway, that is totally the remains of the railroad ties across there. It was a little over 10 feet filled in. And so now we can go on to our next project, which I'll show you. That is a new bathroom right there. Not the pellets. That's almost a couple tons of pellets. Maybe I'll do a video sometime on how I modified my wood stove to burn both pellets and wood. There's definitely some do's and don'ts. And I can definitely share my experience on that. But yeah, it works great. I can burn either wood or pellets. And it's a little hard getting wood around here, so I'm going to do mostly pellets. The wood I did get is still a little green, so I probably will use that next season and just get by with pellets. I still have some more to pick up that I've already paid for. And but yeah, this is going to be a new bathroom. So that'll be my next fun project, and my little EV getting fueled up here. So anyway, hope you all enjoyed the fun project with me on the foundation repair, and I hope I never have to do that again. Have a good day, everyone, and I love you all.